senior captain, 4-year varsity athlete, and all-team, all-conference freshman and sophomore year. Liam, last year the Saints placed 5th in the Visa meet. What are you, or as a whole, as your team, doing differently this year?
I think last year we were a really young team. Obviously, we still have a lot of depth in the freshman and sophomore class, but this year everyone's kind of stayed healthy. We have our full squad back for Friday, which is our first time in 3 weeks to actually have our full squad. So I think it'll be a good day to really see everyone come out. Obviously, Preps Puma is our biggest competition. We got a good look at them on Friday at Woodbury. Obviously, it's our home course, so I think we have an advantage there. But you have to run the race to see. But it should be a good meet on Friday, and then at Visa, I think we'll be super competitive up with those top 5 teams for sure. So it should be good.
So as you as a senior captain this season with those runners, whether you're talking about the younger guys like Asher Green, LT Newman, take your place, what are you looking forward to seeing for next year?
I think it's going to be super exciting next year. Obviously they're losing a few seniors, but besides that, we still have like 3 or 4 of our guys from our top 5 coming back. So I think next year is going to be a super bright future for the cross-country program, and I'm excited to see what they can do at Preps and States next year.
The varsity soccer team is getting ready to start off their playoff run after a successful regular season that saw them finish with 10 wins, 3 losses, and 4 draws on the year. In the Prep League, they won 3 of their 4 matches, the only draw coming at City Stadium against Collegiate on October 21st, and the Saints and the Cougars ended up splitting the Prep League title, both of them finishing on 10 points out of the available 12. There is a potential for them to match up again as both teams are seated in the top 5 of the upcoming Visa tournament, so look out for that. We could potentially be getting a 3rd matchup between the 2 schools this year. The Saints coming into this tournament on very good form. They haven't lost since October 1st, and they've won 7 of their last 9. Some of the crucial players for St. Christopher's in this tournament are going to be Jack Bleacher, the senior captain. He's their striker, top goal scorer on the year. They're going to need him to find the score sheet if they want to be successful in this tournament. Stephen Bashar, the senior center back, he's been great in the defense after an all-Metro left-back season last year, had to shift centrally after some big graduations from some of the top center backs, and he's kept up his incredible form, been just as good centrally as he was on the left side. And Max Mumford, another senior, he's had a very impressive season. Lucas Gordonier been playing a lot of attacking midfield. He's found the score sheet a good amount of times this year. And then Brendan Dobziniak, he's only played 2 games for St. Christopher's due to how things work between Richmond United and the school's varsity teams. But he's going to be playing in the tournament, and he's going to have a big role for the Saints as a defensive midfielder. He's only played twice, that City Stadium game against Collegiate and then the earlier draw against Cape Henry on Massey Field. And in both games, the Saints midfield has looked completely different from what we've seen. He's a different profile from anything else the Saints have, and he's been a game wrecker in that midfield. And they'll definitely need him and all those other guys mentioned before at the top of their game.
About the Saints season so far. Yeah, the record's 4-5. I just wanted your opinion on it.
Well, it started off hot. Got 3-1 at one point, then we went to 4-2, but got 3 straight losses. So the Saints looking pretty cold so far after a pretty impressive start. They're gonna have to do real well against Collegiate to get into these playoffs. I think if they play like they did at the beginning of the season, that's definitely possible. But I think something's definitely got to change between now and that game if they do want to win.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely feel like there's the mental aspect is definitely a factor in this team right now. I think we have shown, as we did in the beginning of the season, that we have the skill. We just need to worry about the kind of like locker room presence kind of things.
I definitely agree. I'd also say offense might be a big part of it because, like I said, hot at the beginning of the season, offense, first 4 games, they're averaging more than 27 points a game. Last 4 games, they've been averaging just a little over 6. So you see a big discrepancy there with how they perform at the beginning and at the end. I just really want to stress they got to go back to that, how they were at the beginning, if they want to win this game against Collegiate. And if they lose, they won't be in the playoffs. If they win, they'll have a chance. So I would definitely agree with you. There's probably a mental aspect. I mean, when you get in this slump, it's really hard to break out of that just because you get in your own head. So I feel like if they can break out of that, and I think scoring early is definitely going to be the key to get out of that headspace and go back to, you know, the confidence they had at the beginning of the season. I think if they can do that, they have a real good chance against Collegiate, but I do want to stress they definitely have to do that.
I mean, fortunately, the Collegiate game is the homecoming game for the Saints, and it is senior night, so there should be a big crowd turnout, and it's back under the lights for Friday night.
Yeah, always helps when you have that crowd noise on your side. I want to talk about the defense too. Defense has been really consistent throughout this whole season.
Yeah.
I'd say first game against Camden, defense let up 38 points, but after that they were doing really well. They had one game, the last game they played, second to last of the season, where they let up, I believe, 24 points. That was the only other game of the season they let up more than 2 touchdowns. So the defense has been great, especially the pressure there on the defensive line. Have guys like Darius Gray, Lance Clellan, Addison Goslin at linebacker. There's a bunch of great players who can really put pressure on the quarterback. Secondary is really good too. Obviously, let up second highest of the season last game, so maybe there's just a little wear there. They're also playing a really great team. I like to also say, you know, they haven't had the easiest of schedules. These games they're losing, they're against really great teams with great defenses, great offenses. Like Woodbury Forest, for example, beat Benedictine, still undefeated. So lose by 10. It's not exactly, you know, the worst they've ever played, but they've been playing great opponents and they haven't been playing their best football.